Hello, and thank you for listening to the North Carolina Food and Beverage Podcast. I am your host, Max Trujillo, and I'm on location, everybody. If you are watching us both on social media and maybe a little YouTube there, you'll see that I got myself out of the studio and went out to a brand new restaurant in the Raleigh area. This restaurant is Sri Lankan in style. It's called Aroma, and it's only about 12 days old. I think that's the idea. Yeah, a good friend of mine going way back in the day contacted me and was like, I don't know if you've ever really known or heard about Sri Lankan food. And I thought, I don't know much about Sri Lankan food at all. And so he suggested that I might speak with his good friends over here who opened up a restaurant. So with me in studio, we're in the restaurant right now, kind of in that midday before the dinner rush comes in. We are here with Sherwin. Hello, Sherwin.
Hi.
How's it going?
Hi, Max. Hi, good.
And your daughters, I believe?
Yeah, this is my elder daughter and my second.
Yes. So you have Stephanie and Jennifer.
Hi.
Hold over here. Welcome. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for coming.
And then we have Chef Kalpa, who is in the kitchen right now, and you'll see through some social media some of his expertise. He just gave us a little clinic on some of the food that he just made.
Yeah.
Let's get into it from the beginning over here. You just opened basically 2 weeks ago, which is wild. Let's just start kind of from the beginning a little bit. For one, for those who don't know, where is Sri Lanka?
It's South India. South of India is there's a small island. Earlier they called like a pearl of India. So that is very popular for the Jains and the tourism. And then it's a small island, but population is like almost 20 million. So
it's a small island, but it's heavily populated.
heavily
Yes,
populated.
definitely.
Yeah. And so, I at least know enough about Indian food in that Southern Indian food is very different than say Northern Indian food and even Western and Eastern. So, you're just south of Bangladesh as well, right? Are you?
That is the way the down south of India is. It's Bangladesh it's not close to us, but it's in the close to the India. Basically.
Okay.
But that's the island is separated, as you know, in the south of India. So
Yeah.
Bangladesh, pretty close.
Oh, nice. Oh, and here comes Chef with some food as well. Let's see what you got. Yeah, please, Chef, come on in.
Yeah, there's got already.
So
Can got already.
bringing some delicious food on the table. Whoa, look at that. This is awesome.
All right.
Well, here, and Chef, we've got you as well. So, Chef Kalpa, you are your man in it back there in the kitchen. Thank you for demonstrating what you just did. First off, what did you just bring to us at the table?
This is actually Sri Lankan typical kothureti. This is called kothureti.
Kotoroti?
Yeah. Sri
What is
Lankan
that?
street food actually.
What does that kind of mean?
It's Sri Lankan flatbread, cut
Okay.
into pieces. Mix it, stir fry vegetables, and the Sri Lankan typical spicy
Spices.
gravy.
That looks amazing. That's so cool.
The history actually, Sri Lankan kothureti mean it's let's say that's our street food, right?
Right, street food, yeah.
It's a very commonly famous in Sri Lanka for starting the street food.
Yeah.
It's a street food. So then we went deeper, and then we started the restaurants. And only some restaurants are there only for the kottu, different type of kottus.
Yeah.
And then that very
flavors.
famous. And people, different flavors, and it's very famous in Sri Lanka.
Interesting. Okay, so to someone that doesn't know too much about this part of the world, cultural-wise and food-wise, how would Sri Lankan food kind of differ, let's say, from South Indian food?
It's like India is a huge, but South India is it's people who mostly have vegetarian. So they are most vegetarian due to that's a religious thing. So in Sri Lanka it's mostly multinational, but it's Buddhist people and then most majority. So and we do have the spice level and the different stage. So mostly we go to the village area and people like mostly very, very spicy. compared to the India. India is not that much spicy food, but there are some parts, yes, a lot of spices. But compared to India, South India, and then Sri Lanka, it's going to be the spice level and hot spices like way high.
So wait a minute, you're telling me that Indian food is not as spicy as Sri Lankan food, whereas
Yes.
Indian food in general tends to be really spicy for a guy like me.
Yeah, and that's right. That you are exactly right.
Yeah.
But they have nowadays. It's like we are originally like people. We make the food to can have it for everybody. It's not that kind of the spices, but that. When I'm comparing to the explanation about the spice level and what is the difference between that's the main thing from South Indians and then and the Sri Lankans.
Yeah, let me add something. Spicy level means spices and the ingredients as well. The Sri Lankans, we are using different ingredients than the Indians. And basically, we made the food with the coconut base.
Okay.
Let's say every meal we used to add coconut milk. That's why the Sri Lankan meal, we are controlling the heat, spicy with the...
With the coconut milk.
The coconut milk.
Coconut
Okay.
milk, yeah.
So coconut milk is kind of your base.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
definitely. Yeah, it's like a main ingredient in
Yeah.
every dish.
Yeah. And that controls the heat level.
Heat, yes,
Exactly.
heat level, especially, yeah.
Because obviously there's a difference between spice and heat, and you want
Yeah, controlling the heat, spicy
Yeah.
with the coconut base.
you want all those flavors to come through. And speaking of that, we just took a little tour in the back, and you were showing me that you source your spices specifically from Sri Lanka, and other areas as well. So for one, that's got to be difficult just to source. How are you able to get all that stuff over here?
All of this stuff we have some distributors,
Okay.
and then we have two distributors in US, and then we mostly get it from there, or we can get directly from there too.
Yeah, I guess
Sri
Jeff Bezos can just Amazon it over to you guys, right? Explain to me a little different. I noticed that like some of the rice that was back there, that was like Sri Lankan rice. What's Sri Lankan rice as compared to the rice that we would know in the typical markets?
The basmati rice can be so many categories.
Yeah.
There's a long grain, short grain, and the shorter, and then there's a different type of basmati rice. But mainly Sri Lanka called samba rice. Samba rice is mainly we get it for the especially we have
Like rice and curry.
rice and curries,
Occasion, yeah.
and then special occasions, and then also we have a kind of fried rice. We have fried rice in the menu. So then those special rice, that the samba rice, it is small, it's very
On
tasty. And then if you want
Normally in Sri Lanka, we are not harvesting any basmati actually.
Right,
Basmati,
right.
especially in Pakistan and India.
India, yeah.
Sri Lankan, especially we have those
samba
already
rice.
mentioned
Samba rice.
samba,
Samba rice.
and kind of bread rice as
Yeah.
well.
Right.
So
That's more indicative of the areas.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Watching you, Chef Kalpa, just make these dishes, we were just back there. You were able to put it together really quickly. I didn't realize that, from raw ingredients to finished cook, you did that in like a minute and a half, if less, maybe like 2 minutes at most to make that.
that's the actual our specialty because we are serving a la carte dishes here.
Yeah.
So we have to be ready and well organized the kitchen because when we are houseful, we can't waste our time. Like I'm keep steady my mission plus. That's why you see that I took like almost less than 2 minutes for the dish, right?
Yeah, you made two dishes in less than 4 minutes. It was like 3.5 minutes, and they look amazing. And it's all like fresh ingredients. Your prep is pretty awesome. You had everything set aside really easily, very organized. The kitchen's really nice and clean, and ready to go. But I don't know, when I come to a place like an Indian restaurant or so, I just assume that the food has been like made and it's like, you're holding it. Like you'll do that at certain restaurants. Like at a Mexican restaurant, you might hold a lot of the meats and the chicken and all that in warming dishes or so. But yeah, you're cooking to order, which was pretty awesome to watch you do that. And a lot of fire. Now wait a minute. I have to say, you made that fire, but I don't really understand why you made that fire at the end. Was that just for show?
Action, actually, I love with fire. When I'm cooking, normally I used to do actions always.
Yeah.
Something experiment as well.
But like, was that just to like,
Just for the show.
just for the show?
Just for the show, sir. Just for the show. Yeah.
Put
To give
something
you
in
some,
there.
And
beautiful.
also we can do that flambé kind of things, like
Yeah.
as you know, we put a little white wine on the top, and then boom, that's the flavor. That's another part. It's like, but it's not that.
Yeah, no,
The
that's
flaming
awesome.
ones, we are using even liqueurs, but that is typical vinegar I use for the
Right.
fire, yeah.
Yeah, well, I know like we might cut a little bit of this just while we eat, but we should at least taste something
Sure, yeah.
while we're sitting here.
Definitely go through it, please. This,
What do we have here?
This is Sri Lankan
So
Chinese
this
food.
is fish cutlet. This is the cutlet. This is the Chinese rolls, Sri Lankan Chinese rolls. It has potatoes and fish inside
Yeah.
mixed together.
Oh wow,
Spices.
Tuna fish.
Yeah. Tuna fish? Tuna fish,
Yeah.
yes. Tuna,
tuna
fish.
fish.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. And that's I think we saw like some of that the back source. So wait, so for both of them. So wait, this one,
That's
Yeah.
the Sri Lankan Chinese roll.
the Chinese roll.
Yes.
And this is the one with the
That's
fish.
the cutlet.
Fish
Yeah.
cutlet.
Both have fish and potatoes in it inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is?
You can just dip in the ketchup.
It's
and
just
then-
ketchup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just ketchup.
Yes, let me know. I mean, how was it?
It is.
Spicy?
Everyone loves when I eat on a camera and on a microphone. You're like, oh, it's delicious. It's not too spicy. Yeah.
It has pepper mostly for the spice levels.
Yeah.
It's a black
Yeah.
pepper then.
Black
so
pepper, yeah.
it's nice.
That's pretty awesome. But please don't make me the only one eating.
Yeah, I know.
Well, there we go. And then, all right. And then, please, someone else has to eat with me or else I'll feel like a jerk.
So this is the difference between the rolls and the cutlet is the rolls has a pancake inside.
Okay.
So we wrap the paste inside the pancake and then
Then fry it.
yeah, that's the only
after.
difference between these two.
So the
Except-
cutlet is just the paste in the batter and fry. But the Sri Lankan Chinese rolls, it's wrapped in a pancake before we put in the oil and fry it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Do you
That's
feel the
really
difference?
good. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of like layer and texture into this.
Right,
one.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Holy cow. Yeah, and it's not spicy.
Okay.
Like, I can handle it. Give me a couple more flames on the menu. For that.
Actually, these are the things we are using for our evening snacks, especially for our unique tea.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Especially like a birthday parties,
Parties.
and then graduation parties. People and the kids love very
Cutlets
much of
and
these
stuff, yeah.
things.
Yeah.
And also we make it mild. If you need anybody, we have a original made the chili paste.
Yeah.
So freshly made it so that we have separate.
And now, so we were talking a little bit about, you were saying about meats and such. So Sri Lankan food is very much vegetable forward, or like, do you do meats as well?
We do meat, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So is there like, I mean, obviously like in India, you're not ordering a lot of beef, right?
Right.
So that would go the same for Sri Lanka?
Yeah, it was actually, you're right, mostly the South Indians and then the mostly Hindus. There's a religious thing, they don't have beef. So, and same thing in Sri Lanka also, majority is not having beef.
Right.
But nowadays, this generation is all changed, then mostly like, 80% of people, right? There's 80% of them having, except him.
Yeah. Say like, yeah, the younger people, you'll eat
Yeah.
kind of whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
You're like, whatever, guys.
Yeah.
Especially we are a small island, then everywhere seafood we will get easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly Sri Lankans love seafood. And when you travel to Sri Lanka, even, especially down south,
Yeah.
A
That
lot of
makes sense.
seafood.
yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
seafood, yeah.
Yeah,
we love
you're
seafood.
an
and
island.
people
so-
love seafood, especially Sri Lankans.
Yeah.
They
Seafood
love the
lovers.
seafood, yeah.
So what's like a typical like seafood dish? Like what's a really popular Sri Lankan?
Very famous
Yeah.
curry,
Crabs.
crab curry.
Oh,
The
okay.
crab curry is one of the famous
Famous.
dishes in Sri Lanka in the beach area. So the Colombo area, we have a specialty seafood restaurants and the famous with the crab curry.
Yeah.
That's one of the main it's seafood curry in the I think this world. like,
And
you
what's
know.
I mean, because you got a lot of different type of crab out here. I mean, we've got like the soft shell crab, and we just finished that season recently. But what type of crab do we have out?
It's a blue crabs. It's a very
Blue crab.
famous. Blue crab is expensive, and
Yeah.
and also it's Indian Ocean. There is a
They mention like a solid temper is slightly different
Yeah.
than the other places. That's why our crabs are
the crabs are more
really
tasty compared to the sea border.
Right.
More
The
salty.
difference of it,
So,
yeah.
If we must, please, let's continue trying these dishes. So
Sure,
I-
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. So, ladies, what are your roles here? What do you do in this restaurant?
So pretty much helping Dad with the
The marketing,
Everything, actually.
yeah, help greeting the people because not a lot of people know what Sri Lankan cuisine is about.
Yeah.
So when local people come into our restaurant, like we have to,
Oh, sorry.
we have to greet them and introduce what they're getting themselves into, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we help him with because he cannot oversee everything. So we kind of come in on the weekends, greet people, introduce them to the cuisine, and do the marketing side of it.
Nice. Now, have you both been in the restaurant industry before? Is this something that's new?
No,
we were just helping Dad the whole time because he had the restaurant before, so
Yeah.
kind of experience from that.
Okay.
And she's doing marketing and business degree, so
Yeah.
Oh,
she has the logical.
where are you going to school?
I already graduated in Connecticut, Western Connecticut University. So
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so we were talking earlier, Sherwin, that you have a restaurant in Connecticut.
Connecticut, yes.
Currently, yes?
Yes.
You have one that's running up there. And then you moved. What was the impetus of moving down to North Carolina?
It's about the weather actually. That's my main thing come to my mind because long years there in Connecticut State and New York, and this 9 months, almost 9 months is cold.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, and then changed for last 3 years, and then we finally come to us like, okay, let's go to the North Carolina because we came here for vacation actually 3 years back.
Yeah.
And then Outer Banks, and then my friend said, okay, let's go and see the houses coming up, and it's a nice area. And then we changed mind. So everybody agreed. So we changed like within 1 day. So I got it like within 2 months. I got my house here, and then my daughter is starting here actually. Almost 1 year is closed. Like
Yeah.
nobody was here.
Nice.
Yeah.
So then I thought, also as per my old friends' request, let's do the Sri Lankan restaurant, and then
got
we
it.
started.
That's awesome. Here, I'm going to just play
Yeah,
myself a
because
little bit
sometimes-
here.
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
I want to
And,
add something for two of them because regarding these two. I mean, sir, these two is multi-talent.
Thank
Especially
you.
Mecha. I mean, you was asking about these two, right?
Yeah.
I mean, let me add something for it. I mean, these two amazing, and sometimes both of them was chefs, then marketing specialized, then serving to the customers at the same time.
That's so
You know?
nice of a chef to say nice things about people in the
Honestly-
front of the house. That doesn't normally happen.
Thank you.
Because especially Sri Lankans are best for the hospitality.
right,
Yeah.
for sure.
As
Yeah.
people are mentioning, okay, around the world, like Sri Lankans, you are great for the hospitality.
Right.
I think that's a nature.
Yeah,
from there.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Are you loving the food?
I'm loving it. Yeah, I'm loving it. And again, sorry for everybody hearing mouth sounds on the
No,
microphone.
that's good. That's
But oh my gosh! So were those noodles at the very end that you finished with?
Yeah.
that's the
That's the
flatbread.
chopped
The
flatbread.
that is the flatbread. Mm-hmm. Okay, wow. I mean, it has like
Yeah.
kind of tastes like a noodle, but not a
Right.
little. It's got a little bit more texture to it. But so what's that made out of?
The
The flatbread.
all-
flour.
yeah, flatbread. I mean, flour.
Just flour.
All-purpose
Just
water.
flour.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow.
Flour. They have I mean, the recipe
Water.
Well, I mean, it's just they're like little strips, right? Like they're cut down into little strips.
same basin.
Yeah. So it almost, I mean, for those that are just listening, they kind of look like, I don't know, small, thin, flat strips. I mean, for a second, I thought that it was like
First
a
of all, you gotta
pasta.
make that roti. I mean, you know naan bread, right?
That's the, yeah.
Similar to naan bread, but the level, the thickness
It's thinner.
Yes.
Is it thinner?
is
Yeah.
very thin.
Very thin.
Very thin and flat bread. It's size-wise.
Yeah. Now,
You
there was
got it.
definitely more heat on that one. But that's good. Like, that was the heat that I like. Like,
Okay.
that hits it a little bit. Which, yeah, I mean, like what they say is, like the heat, like hot food is good in hot weather because it helps cool you down, right? Like, it's supposed to open your pores up a little bit. And
Right.
hence why, Sherwin, that's probably why you felt more comfortable coming down to North Carolina from Connecticut. You're like, oh, this feels a little bit more like home out here, right? You got like,
Yeah, no.
The weather-wise, and
humidity.
I can take the heat. So I feel like my body is completely running properly now because it's just like a stuck,
Like in the cold.
a too cold for me. And then I feel very nice. I feel comfortable myself. Even I'm sleeping only 6 hours less than 6 hours a day. But I feel it's still like strong. That's one of the reason I think the weather-wise here. And then so hopefully it's worked out well. In
Yeah. But so you were saying to me earlier, though, before we got on mic, that you were kind of hoping to maybe retire or not work so hard, but then you decided to open a restaurant.
Actually, that's my first plan was. One of the reason I was to come to North Carolina and relax. And then because it's not because of I'm a millionaire, it's not because of I work for so hard, and then hospitality industry is not easy, and then my whole life is 35, almost like 37 years, 36 years my hospitality industry.
Wow, okay.
And then it's a long time. So I was thinking to come and help maybe someone who doing, let's say our chef is working for a restaurant, I can help him or something like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking. So then everybody said, no, let's do it, and they're starting, let's do it a Sri Lankan restaurant. And then, so yeah, so.
Yeah. Oh, and I was going to say this at the top, but I didn't. We kind of got off track for a moment. But as far as like location of this place, Aroma, you're in a mini mall, which, let's be honest, everything in North Carolina is in a mini mall. Like living in Los Angeles, you have independent restaurants that were built to be restaurants. That's not really the case out here. Everything is kind of right next to another place, and that's just the way that the design is. But if anyone had to go to Wake Med for an emergency like I did a couple of years ago when I chopped my finger off and they stitched it back on, like literally. But you guys are just a block north of Wake Med, right next to the 440 Beltline. So it's a really convenient spot. Like you're right off the freeway. And you have a few other restaurants in the neighborhood, but it's a little bit more Latino in this spot. You've got like Mexican restaurants and markets. So why did you choose, and what made you think to bring this food to this area?
Yeah, when I was searching actually in the restaurants, I was looking for a few places, but I chose this place is like it's a commercial area, mostly 5 miles straight. There's a commercial area. I was thinking like we need to interest. That's the best way to introduce the food for people because there's so many people every day. Like I can say like 1,000 people, like 500 to 1,000 people every day is going around. So that will be good chance to promote our business. And then instead of putting the people who I know, because they're always like 20 minutes away from that, they can come come and try our food. They're likewise, like what you happening right now within like 14 days. I got like 35 to 40 families already here. So they're coming from Morrisville and then Apex and then Cary area. So that's one of my reason I took it. And the other reason is it's very close to my house, like 30 minutes drive.
Okay.
And it's easy way to go, and in case something, go and come back faster. And then I don't want to drive. That's the one thing. So long. So I was thinking that will be a good choice to get it. And then that's the two things I was. Yeah. So it's a good way to promote. Yeah.
And it's a nice building. You took me around. Some of these buildings you don't realize, like it's built nice. You have a big kitchen. You have a great prep area, and like we talked about, you've got about like 40 seats. You could probably do about 50 in here. You do have a buffet that's coming eventually. That's
on
gonna,
the weekend.
Every Saturday is like 12 to 3.
Okay, 12 to 3 every Saturday.
Yes.
Okay, and then oddly enough, as Jennifer and I were discussing, if you look out front, it says Aroma, Sri Lankan flavors, and pizza. Well, wait a minute, how does this fit in there? So, Jennifer, explain this a little to me. You were telling me before. How did we also and pizza at this restaurant?
So it used to be a pizza and subs and Philly cheesesteak restaurant.
Okay.
So the market was already set for those people who love pizza and subs and burgers, right?
Sure.
So we got it with equipment. We had to do it.
You're like, I don't want to turn away that business.
Well, yeah, and we kind of took it to our advantage by making it in fusion, Asian fusion. So we have curry pizza, butter chicken pizzas, and everybody's lover
Like a style
supreme pizza. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Stephanie, you didn't say that Supreme Pizza is
Yeah,
your
it's good.
favorite.
It's really good.
Yeah.
You made it really good.
So, but could I also just get like a pepperoni mushroom pizza? Are you doing that?
sure.
Yeah, like a cheese
Definitely,
pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have like our classic pizzas, and
Yeah.
then plus that our authentic curry type
pizzas,
pizzas.
yeah.
That's why it's supreme, and then we have curry pizzas, and we can make like chicken or any meat. Yeah, we have choices.
Yeah.
And then plus we have butter chicken flavor. Flavor means that originally butter chicken gravy,
Butter chicken, yeah.
and then paste actually in the pizzas, and then
Yeah.
that will be most exciting. People are waiting to start, and then we already tried a few of them, and then it just came out with very nice.
Yeah, I'm curious how that's going to go. I'm going to have to come back when that's all ready to go.
You should.
I saw that the pizza oven you have, you kind of like a conveyor belt style, which is really cool. That's very New York. Like you got some like a good style there. So you're kind of fusing the Sri Lankan flavors with a good old Italian pizza
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty cool. I like that. And then we were also discussing that, I don't know where, culturally or with like respect to religion and all, where everybody falls down with alcohol. But you said, we're looking for a full liquor license, and you're going to get one soon. That's your
Yes,
plan.
I was the first time I requested from the owners of the landlord, and then he was saying me that this area is particularly they're not issuing the license.
Yeah.
And then what I got this, then I was starting with the food, and I will see later on. So then last week, most of the customers are asking at least a glass of wine can be.
Yeah.
So then I was again requested for the landlord, and then they said 2 days after, they came with the good news, and they said you can have a full open bar,
Full
just
bar,
like
yeah.
yes. So that good news, and then I'm working on it now, and hopefully I want to check it up with the
So
agency.
how does that work in Sri Lanka? Like culturally, is alcohol like relevant?
Mostly like 70% alcoholic. So it's like so that means like it's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so that by that math, that's like all of us but one at this table, and I know that's not me. So okay, good. All right, so all's well in Sri Lanka, and we're drinking. What's like the typical liquor in Sri Lanka?
We do have actually traditional we call arak.
Arak. Oh, I've heard of this.
It's
Yeah.
made from coconuts. As you
mentioned, yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So is it like sweet? Like would it almost be like more like a rum?
Oh yeah, there's
Kind of.
2 ways. And
Or is it like whiskey?
no, we make arak is it's aperitif actually. It's aperitif. So it's like a 32%, but a little higher than the regular aperitif, like 17-18%. But this arak is going to like 32. Around that.
Yeah. So it's almost like the same level as like a
Yeah.
whiskey or so.
Yeah, the whiskey a little bit high, like 40% standard.
40-ish, yeah.
And 80 proof. So this one is going to be like 60 proof, around 64
Yeah.
proof. So that made from the coconut. And first thing we made it like called raw. It called raw. That's normally our village. It's like our famous drink, sweets and sour.
Called toddy.
It called the raw. It's just coming from the flower of the coconut.
Yeah.
We just cut it a little bit and collected the juice, added some yeast, and then they make it fermented, and then we drink. It's
Yeah.
very like kick. We don't know how much is proof and everything.
yeah.
It works.
It works.
It gets
It works,
going.
yeah. So,
comes from
and
the
they have
palm
it
tree.
with fried fish. And then we call vada, it's made from lentil.
All right.
And then, fried fish.
Yeah.
That's the famous with that. So that's 1 glass of pint glass.
Yeah.
And then that is not like a slip, like whiskey.
One
time.
tap. In your travel to
That's
Sri
the
Lanka,
way, that's the way
local.
how it is.
Yeah.
That's called raw. And from that, they're making for the arak after that. Whatever
It's
the
the same thing.
thing.
Starts and then it turns
It's
into.
Comes
Yeah,
from
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So are we going to be able to source any of that here? I mean, that's going to be a little tough.
Yes,
the
we're
first one
going
for
to
sure,
be
yeah.
here as soon as possible,
Okay.
and I'm going to get the local stuff, plus our everything, like
that's
full open bar. Then you come next time.
All right. That sounds fun. I'm excited. Well, the food has been amazing. Now, should we finish with...
Sure, yeah.
Well,
Let's
I love
do
it.
it.
So what do we have here?
It is called waterlapang.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Watalapan.
Watalapam.
Watalapan.
Watalapam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sure, like I said it correctly.
So
You
that's
did it.
made out
You
of-
actually said it right though.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. What am I eating? What is this?
So do you know jaggery?
No.
Jaggery.
Oh, juggery. Yes, juggery.
Jaggery, yes.
Juggery.
Yeah. So we
Allow
cook
him
that.
to, allow him to eat, then I will explain FMT.
Okay, it has like, if I was thinking Mexican food, it has it's kind of like a flan,
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
like feel to it.
That's
Texture-wise.
different base. That's why, as I mentioned, the Sri Lankan coconut milk.
Yes.
Yeah. Then jaggery. Then eggs. These are the 3 main ingredients, plus the Sri Lankan
Cardamom.
herbs.
That's really good. And it's like, it has like it's like fall flavors, you know, like a I would
pumpkin
think-
spice.
Yeah, that pumpkin spice. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can make a good cocktail with those flavors. I could see do that with a little bit of coconut milk. Maybe we do actually take a. That's one thing that I used to do with at an old brewery that I ran. Take coconut water, not the milk, but the water, and replace that with like anything that's kind of heavier. So take maybe like rum, maybe take the jaggery, and take what's the other flavor that you had? You had eggs, jaggery, and
Cardamom.
Cardamom, cinnamon, clove, yeah.
shake that with
Yeah.
the rum and some coconut water, so it's like refreshing.
Yeah.
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 Maybe put an acid in there, like you have to put
Right.
like some lime or something in there. Like you got a lot of fresh citrus in Sri Lanka as well, right? I mean, yeah, you got fresh limes right here. On also, yeah, I can see all those flavors working.
Right.
I might have to be your new bar manager. Come in here and start working.
That was
sounds
good.
fun, right? That'll be fun. Well, thank you for one, letting me come into your restaurant and try your food, meet your family, your chef. That was the other part that was kind of cool. We discussed, like, should we talk about this or not? You keep your team close. Like, so Chef lives right behind us in an apartment that you rent out, like right behind, and another apartment that you have some other staff that stay here too. So really like the team and everybody kind of lives in the neighborhood. And so you work and live and you've created kind of like a little community here, which I think is unique. It's not talked about too much. I mean, certainly doesn't happen in most Western culture restaurants where the chef also has an apartment where people like that work for him live. So I think that kind of idea is cool. Chef, you live back there. How's that working out for you?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, okay.
You're here all the
Yeah,
time.
so
right?
that time. We are normally, I would mention, like, as a hospitality people, we sacrifice a lot. Like,
Right.
family members do understand, especially wives.
Yeah.
Kids, they know, like, duty schedules.
Yeah.
So we used to. As a chef, of course, I'm always here.
Yeah. You're always here. Yeah. I hear
Even
that.
the boss, same thing.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you again for inviting me
course.
to the place. I appreciate it. The pizza will be coming soon. The alcohol will be coming soon. You have takeout menus, so obviously you could find all your food online as well, I assume. What's the website?
Aroma.lk.
And it's Aroma with 2 A's at the end.
Yes.
AROMAA
Yes.
LK.
Yes.
.com?
Mhm.
All right. Well, I'll put links in our show notes and also you guys can see or check out on our Instagram feed so you can do it. But thanks again for inviting me in, and I look forward to having a full dinner here with some friends and family. And everybody come on out. Thank you so much. And
Thank
see you
you so
soon.
much. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the North Carolina Food and Beverage Podcast. By rating us online, you're helping others to discover our show. Follow us on all platforms at NCFB Pod.